All right, everybody, before we get into today's show, I just wanted you to know that over at Equilife, we are giving away a 20% off discount on all protocols store-wide. That means all the functional medicine protocols. You probably heard about the CBO protocol for the gut, mold protocol for mold, the parasupport protocol for parasites, the functional medicine detox for functional medicine detoxing, and much more are all available at 20% off while supplies last. These are world-renowned protocols used by thousands of practitioners in their practice as well around the world. Head on over to StephenCabral.com/shop to take advantage of this offer. Now, enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified doctor of naturopathy, Dr. Stephen Cabral, shares with you exactly how you can reverse aging, take back your health, and live a life full of energy and passion, with new 20-minute episodes every single day to keep you healthy and engaged. Now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Can't wait to get started with today's Friday review. We're here, brand new podcast on the Cabral Concept each and every Friday that brings you the recap for the week just to see if you missed anything on the previous Cabral Concept shows. I go over a product review of the week, something related to the health or health tech based industry that you may not know about. And today I've got a great one for you, something called the Harmonic Egg. If you've never heard about that before, now you're interested, or at least keeping an open mind to sound and color and vibrational based therapy, you'll want to check this out. The book that actually started this whole movement, and then I have two brand new research studies for you today. I think it may be my very last, hopefully, my very last research study for you on how many steps to get in per day, kind of like the definitive amount. And then we'll also go over whether there are better types of sugar sweeteners or non-sugar substitutes to help with weight loss. So we'll go over that brand new study that came out as well. Can't wait to get started with today's show. So what we always do is we give a quick recap for the week, just in case you missed any of the shows here in the Cabral Concept. Monday's show was The Happiness Secret. Are you playing a finite or infinite game? This is a big one. I love the idea that in life, when we are most likely at our most content, we are playing what's called an infinite game. And when we're at our most unhappiness or unhappiest, we are actually involved in a finite game. And I explain exactly what those are on episode 2908. All right, on 2909, we went over what is the new long flu? Is it similar to long COVID, and is it worse? So check that show out. On Wednesday's show, we went over how your weight affects your vitamin D levels. Believe it or not, specific weights, meaning your body weight, actually affects how well you absorb vitamin D and then how much you will need. So check out that show, really important on new research on absorption. And then yesterday's show, 2911, was this one fruit that helps you recover faster from exercise. It was a 4-part study. So it looked at a specific type of fruit, 2 fruits combined, only 1 fruit, and then the placebo. So you'll definitely want to check that out. Super simple to be able to just add 1 cup of this on a daily basis. All right. All of those shows are, of course, always available at StephenCabral.com/podcasts. And today's episode is 2912. So for all of today's takeaways, all of the links on the research, product reviews, head on over right now to StephenCabral.com/2912. All right, let's get into it. So I'm going to actually have our amazing video editor pop up on the screen here, what is called the Harmonic Egg, and we'll get you a picture of that. It is a 10-foot long wood, hand-built, literal egg that's about, I would say, 6 feet tall, because I was just in it, so I want to give you the full review, and 10 feet wide. And believe it or not, at least in the United States, they're located all over the US. And it is a healing modality that is centered upon calming the sympathetic nervous system, but also cellular resonance. So what that means is that they use a combination of sound, vibration, and color, so light, to help to heal the body. Now, again, you know, I'm someone that loves to look at the scientific research. I am someone that uses the best of state-of-the-art lab testing, that really loves being on the cutting edge of science. However, I always keep my mind open to all of the healing modalities used in ancient times. And in ancient times, there's a lot of text on how people would go into underground caverns using vibration, using sound to help heal the body. There's also that with light. And I do believe that the future of medicine is truly energy-based medicine. The problem is a lot of people say they have the answer. They have the energy medicine. Nobody has the answer quite yet. But there are specific frequencies, which we can call vibrations, that can and do help to heal the body. Now, it probably goes much deeper than this, but what we know right now, at least scientifically, is that it helps to reduce what is called the sympathetic nervous system tone of the body, or the vagus nerve. It helps to calm fight or flight. And when it puts us more into the parasympathetic nervous system, that is when our body can begin to heal, reducing stress, improving DHEA levels, improving natural growth hormone levels, decreasing cortisol, norepinephrine. So pretty fantastic. So I said, I have to check this out. I'm going to give you the book in just a moment. That's the book review of the week. You'll obviously have easy access to the book, but I will link up what the different locations are in the United States to see if you can find what is called the Harmonic Egg. I found one. So I have a place in Maine that I've been going to for many, many years now. I love Maine. Very quiet, very relaxed. That's why I enjoy it. I live a pretty fast-paced life. I love being able to relax and unwind in Maine. So in Saco, Maine, and I can link up again all the different locations, there's actually a Harmonic Egg. And so I said, great, let me go check it out. They just opened 6 weeks before. I met the two owners. They were super nice people. One of the owners was all in because of, I won't say exactly what, a health issue that they were dealing with. They were a musician trying to get back to music. And what they found was that the Harmonic Egg, because they had used it previously, was helping them to recover what they feel that much faster. So I said, you know what? Let me give it a shot. I like to keep an open mind. I like to try everything that's, of course, safe. So I walk into this giant white, and I'm going to put this up on my Instagram here today. My Instagram is just my name, Stephen Cabral. I'll put it in the stories. And it is a giant 10-foot wide by about 6-foot tall egg that has a door that slides open and then, of course, slides closed. You sit in this recliner that tilts you back into what's called zero gravity. Now, it's not exactly, you're not floating in the air, but you feel in a more relaxed state. Then they turn on specific music that's somewhat akin to binaural beats, and you're just listening to the vibration and the sound as it bounces off what's known as sacred geometry. So it basically uses a specific design, so panels that are built in a way to enhance the acoustics. That's the best way to say it. And then they have a specific light that correlates with whatever you feel your body needs, and they choose the light for you. So, for example, red increases energy in the body. I didn't use red. I had more of like a lavender for relaxation. I'm always looking to just calm that sympathetic nervous system. So I can tell you my experience. One is that the music wasn't very loud. I would actually have wanted the music maybe just a little bit louder, but I'm not the Harmonic Egg expert. And so I laid back in the chair and I just said, like most people with the racing mind, what am I doing here? What is this? And I just said, just go with it. Relax. You're here for 50 minutes. Enjoy. And so I just allowed my mind to relax. I started to just try to meditate. And within, I would say 10 minutes, I was asleep. I literally fell asleep. And then I woke back up maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes later, fell back to sleep again. And then they toned down the music. They quiet the music for the last 10 minutes. And as the music was turned off, my body naturally awakened. All I can tell you is this, because I didn't go in with any specific ailments, but they do say that you can actually feel this for days to a week later, meaning like a change in your state, your mind, your mood, your energy, your healing. And they recommend doing the Harmonic Egg once to twice a month only. That's what they told me. So I was fascinated because, listen, like the truth is this, I feel like I woke up refreshed, right, from a deep nap. Now, was that the nap itself, or did it have to do with the Harmonic Egg? I don't know. But what I can say is this, I'm not against nor ruling out the potential of using the specific sound, maybe the binaural beats that are in there, the light and the acoustics that essentially bounces off and resonates with the water, because we know that it affects water, the water in our own body at a cellular level. And since we're 2/3 water, this could be something that we see proven out in the science years from now. So what I would say is this: little downside, potentially all upside. Now I'll go over the book, and then of course I'll link up all the different Harmonic Egg locations at StephenCabral.com/2912. All right, so the book that started all of this is by Gail Lynn. I don't specifically know Gail Lynn. I've never met Gail Lynn, but she has worked in the automotive, telecommunications, and film industries. She's the proprietor of the Light and Sound Healing Center in Westminster, Colorado, and the creator of the Harmonic Egg, which is giving thousands of people new hope for a quality of life they've never imagined. So I said, all right, I'm someone that goes all in. So I said, if I'm trying this Harmonic Egg, if I'm going to have a session, I'm going to read the book. So the book is pretty fascinating. It's very small. If you're watching this on video, you can see it right here. And it's probably about 200 pages, about 150 pages. And when I looked through the book, and I went through it all. It's written like a story. So you're basically learning about Gail's story, how she found out about this, because she didn't invent essentially sound healing, right? And she walks us through the process and how it was actually created. So it goes over sound and light, why the future of medicine lies in the past, and she goes into past-based healing, meaning like what they used to use back in the day as well. It goes into sacred geometry, which is a real thing, and then she goes over light. Then she also talks about frequency, color, and numbers, and then talking a little bit about manifestation, the power of thought, those types of things. So if that sounds like that might be up your alley, the book is called Unlocking the Ancient Secrets to Healing: Why Science is Looking to the Past for the Future of Medicine. So you can check it out. Again, I'll put all the links there. Like I said, I think there's very little downside. And if you're like me and you like to experience new modalities in health, well, this could just be for you. All right, let's go over the research of the week. I'm telling you right now, I hope for a year. So I'm just going to get this out of my system, that this is going to be the last time I'm going to be talking about non-sugar sweeteners, I hope, but definitely about steps. All right, so I'm going to give you both studies. They're very quick, and why it's going to be the last time. All right, so here we go. So this one was just done by Dr. Bassin out of, let's see here, the Department of Nutrition at Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland, commenting on the new guidelines from the World Health Organization. All right, so they just came out with a new research study, aggregate of all the research they looked at, and they said that for people that are looking to lose weight, replacing sugar in their diet with non-sugar substitutes at basically the equivalent amount does not help with weight loss. And for a lot of people in the industry, we've been saying this for a long time. Some of those are healthier than others, meaning like a stevia or a lohan, these can have some benefits to them. But if you're using aspartame, if you're using sucralose, Splenda, etc., you're not going to find a lot of benefit at all, and there's more potential downside than upside. What the study also found was that for sugar-based sweeteners, coconut sugar and or dates or date syrup seem to be the least egregious in terms of weight gain. Now, I would actually share with you, has been doing this now in private practice for 25 years, that raw honey and or organic maple syrup, as close to the source as possible, are acceptable sweeteners as well. The problem is we have to change our taste buds to using less and less and less of those. So if someone's used to using like a tablespoon of sugar, well, we want to work down to maybe a teaspoon of raw honey. Raw local wildflower honey, or raw manuka honey. That's always been used for thousands of years in Ayurvedic medicine, in tea, not boiling tea, but in tea, or even some black coffee. I talked about that, how using manuka honey or raw local wildflower honey with black coffee actually works as well as any cough syrup on the market. That, and I actually talked about pineapple juice added to that, but anyway, that's a different story. So all of these things, again, they kind of come and go in terms of the fashion of health, but what you want to think about is this. Carbs are not the enemy. A little natural sweetener in your diet is going to be fine, but you have to look at the total sum of what you're eating, right? And if you're adding a lot of sugar to things in general, you have to ask yourself, what kind of foods are you eating in the first place, right? So if you're eating candy, but it's a sugar substitute, it's still candy. So whole foods don't really need sugar added to them. Like you're not putting even raw honey typically on top of some, let's just say purple sweet potatoes, salmon, and broccoli. You're typically not doing that, right? So we need to look at what are we actually eating? Why would we be adding sugar to it in the first place? All right, hopefully that's helpful. But again, we can't sugar substitute our way out of it. All right, the last one is this. I'm telling you, this has to be my last time talking about steps. All right. 8,000 is the new 10,000 steps, that is. This is by, let's see here, out of Piedmont Healthcare. All right. New research suggests 8,000 steps once or twice a week may just be as effective as 10,000 steps. The study, researchers at Kyoto University in Japan, published in JAMA Network Open, found that 8,000 steps still leads to a lower risk of dying from heart disease or any cause for that matter. Adults who walked a minimum of 8,000 steps, about 4 miles, 1 or 2 days a week were 14.9% less likely to die within a decade versus adults who walk less. Walking at least 8,000 steps a day for 3 to 7 days reduced mortality rates by 16.5%. Even 6,000 steps once or twice a week was shown to be advantageous. All right, here's the thing. We can't keep going back and forth about how many steps you need per day. The research has always been out there for many, many years now. It's between 7,500 steps and 10,000 steps most days per week. It's just like exercise. Most days per week means 4 to 5. That's what the research shows. And if you do 7,500 to 10,000 steps, you are going to reduce all-cause mortality. This study shows basically 15 to 16.5%. The more, the better. I have seen studies at 10,000 steps that shows a reduction in all-cause mortality by over 20%. So what I'm saying for most people is you start where you are. You start at 3,500 steps per day. That's where most people are. That's about 35 minutes of walking per day. That's great. So the next week, all you're going to shoot for is 45 minutes of walking, all-purpose walking throughout the day, most days per week. That is absolutely the goal, and then you add on another 10 and another 10. What I do now is I purposefully walk. That means I walk for about 45 minutes to almost an hour each day. And I'm on the phone at that time talking with my team members at work. Like I'm making it a specific walk, and I'm multitasking, you could say, at the same time. Now, you could be listening to binaural beats, you could be listening to your favorite podcast, whatever it is. So I know that before 9 a.m., I do my calls from 8 to 9. I'm getting 5,000 steps. That's what I know. And then I know for the rest of the day, I'm going to be walking for at least 30 minutes. So I'm going to be getting at least 8,000 steps per day. My goal is 10,000, but I never let myself do less than 8,000. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. We don't need any more step studies. More step studies can come out. Hopefully more people get into walking, but literally one of the best things that you can do for your health, is walk 8,000 to 10,000 steps most days per week. We'll say 5. If you can do it every day, fantastic. If you can do it 5 days, that'll work too. Thank you everybody for tuning into today's show. All the research, all the links will be at StephenCabral.com/2912. Take care. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning into the show. And before you head off, I just want to make sure you do not miss this offer, which probably only happens once per year over at Equilife, and that is saving 20% off all of our functional medicine protocols. That includes our best-selling and most popular functional medicine detox, our CBO protocol for gut health, our mold protocol for mold-based issues, our parasupport protocol for parasites, and so much more. Heavy metal detox, you'll be able to find them all by going to StephenCabral.com/shop. You'll see the 20% discount already marked down. Head on over, take advantage of this offer. They're the same protocols used worldwide by thousands of practitioners, and I recommend them for you as well. Again, to take advantage of the 20% savings, saving you $25 to $50+ off, head on over to StephenCabral.com/shop while supplies last.